Today, our resident video expert, Kim Rydberg, is going to show you 3 easy videos you can make today that will get people to click. Stay tuned. This episode of Keeping It Real is brought to you by Real Geeks. How many homes are you going to sell this year? Do you have the right tools? Is your website turning soft leads into interested buyers? Are you spending money on leads that aren't converting? Well, Real Geeks is your solution. Find out why agents across the country choose Real Geeks as their technology partner. Real Geeks was created by an agent for agents. They pride themselves on delivering a sales and marketing solution so that you can easily generate more business. Their agent websites are fast and built for lead conversion with a smooth search experience for your visitors. Real Geeks also includes an easy-to-use agent CRM. So once a lead signs up on your website, you can track their interest and have great follow-up conversations. Real Geeks is loaded with a ton of marketing tools to nurture your leads and increase brand awareness. Visit realgeeks.com/keepingitrealpod and find out why realtors come to Real Geeks to generate more business. Again, visit realgeeks.com/keepingitrealpod. And now, on to our show.
Right, today we are talking about 3 easy videos that people will actually want to watch. And not just people, but buyers and sellers and potential clients. Hey everyone, I'm Kim Rydberg. I'm an award-winning video marketer, and I have my signature video bootcamp program that has seen so many agents come through. I love teaching agents like you how to grow your business with video because your phone right there is the most cost-efficient way to market yourself and the thing you need to do in 2024. If you haven't done it yet, you're not too late-ish, sort of, just kidding. But it's never too late. And I really want to focus today on the 3 videos that you can make easily that people will actually watch. And I don't mean that in a snarky way, but a lot of people are making videos that people don't watch, and it ends up being frustrating. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money. So I'm going to advise you on what videos you should make that will be fruitful, that people will click on, you will connect with people, and then you will actually sell more houses. How did I get here? I have in the past year spoken at the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices convention, the Women's Real Estate Investment Summit. Before that, I was a TV news producer for 10 years, writing and producing stories about all types of different topics. And I launched the first ever video unit for Us Weekly magazine, worked at People magazine, Netflix. What you need to know is that I love storytelling, and I really understand how to make good content that makes people want to buy from you. I shifted from journalism into branded content, which then brought me into real estate specifically. And I've had hundreds of agents across the country take my video bootcamp course and work with me one-on-one to actually bring in clients. So I'm going to sprinkle a little of that. Oh, and if you're on the video, you can see I got some trophies in the background because I've won some awards for my video work, but it's not about me. It's about you and how I can help you make some money. So one idea that actually it's on my list. I during my video bootcamp course, I have a workbook that I give you all these great story prompts, and we were talking it out in a brainstorm. One video is a great video that I think every real estate agent who has any stories to share should be making, is a story about a crazy moment in real estate. So real estate is known, for it's up, it's down, it's crazy. You think you're seeing a beautiful apartment, you walk in, you're like, someone in my video bootcamp said they were going to do a showing, and they walked in and someone was like in bed during the showing. And, the deal didn't happen, but that's a really, really funny story. These sort of stories where you're showing people who you are, your personality, that you're like a good person, a cool person, a relatable person. It also shows people sort of subconsciously through the back door that you are someone who sold a lot of homes. Because if you have crazy stories, it means you've sold enough homes, bought enough homes so that you have stories, right? So we're kind of like backdoor bragging that I'm a successful real estate agent. But on top of that, people will click on crazy stories because the stories are funny. Like any sort of crazy story people want to hear. They don't know how it's going to end. It has that element of surprise. Those are really good storytelling tools. So number one, a great video to make is sharing a crazy real estate story. And it doesn't have to be like the most epic thing, but it could just be like something funny that happened. And this is something to remember. This is a sort of video that will appeal to anybody who wants to hear a funny story, but also other agents will chime in, and engagement is engagement. You really do want people to weigh in and get that engagement going. The more people comment, the more other people comment. So it really does help out a lot. And this is funny. Another one of my agents shared a story where like they were selling a property to a celebrity and it just like went totally haywire. And the person came in, I think the person was like really tall and the ceilings were too short. Anyway, that was funny. And so number one, crazy real estate story, make sure to share that. And the reason why that is important, and same as with these other ones, is when you're thinking about what videos to make, you always need to step back and build a strategy. And that's something I do with all of my students and my clients. Before we ever hit record, we really build out that strategy. What am I consistently showing up and talking about? What am I consistently showing up and teaching? Being really steady and consistent with that so someone goes to your page and knows who you are immediately. So you're building the know, like, and trust factor, making someone trust you, like you, relate to you on a personal level, because this is going to be a big transaction, right? You're going to be their partner in all of this. It's very important to remember that. And in addition to the crazy real estate story, a behind the scenes of a deal could be a great video. One video I did with one of my real estate agents, a good way to start thinking of ideas is just start writing down moments that have happened, moments in deals, things that were challenging, things that were interesting, big wins. So one of his wins, he had done a letter writing campaign to get someone to sell. And he ended up bringing on this house, selling. It went really well. He got a good commission. So what I thought was, all right, let's turn that story into how I turned 55 cents, a stamp or whatever a stamp was at that point, how I turned 55 cents into $50,000. And it's taking the idea that you can write a letter and all it costs is the cost of the stamp, but you're making this huge commission off of it. That has a really good headline in it. So bring people behind the scenes of your deal. Did it almost fall apart? I have these two agents. I love them. They're based in Westchester, New York. They, by mistake, killed a blueberry bush of when they were getting a house ready for sale. Instead of hiding behind that, they just had fun with it and they sort of talked about it, like the time we killed our client's blueberry bush. And they just kind of had fun with it and made it like not such a big deal. That's a great idea. So the behind the scenes of a deal, it could be, did the deal almost fall apart? How did you salvage it? Did you end up selling it for a lot more than you were expecting? Was there a bidding war? Did you show up and you thought it was X and it was actually Y? Like whatever is happening, bring people into it because people love to hear stuff that they don't know. People are voyeurs. That is why they're online. All right, so we got the crazy real estate story or behind the scenes of a deal. That's idea number one. All right, the next one, as I mentioned before, I worked in TV for a long time and I worked at a news magazine show called Inside Edition. And a lot of their segments are like, you've never seen a room like this. I'm like, oh, what's in the room? Is it like filled with spiders? And, kind of selling it as this wow factor. So you can sometimes isolate a thing in a house, an apartment, an area, and focus in on that one thing. So selecting something that's really big or really small. The word is not hyperbolic. I'm forgetting the word, but making something like on a big scale. So here's an example. One of my clients, he went to this showing. I don't even think it wasn't his property. He just went to the showing. It had a bed that is a remote control bed that comes down from the ceiling. I mean, that's very, very cool. So the video was just about the bed. That video got millions of views. So when you're thinking about how you're going to present, not every video inside a home has to be a tour. Sometimes you can go to a place and there's like something really interesting and you can just zoom in on that moment and make that big, right? It could be, another one of my agents was telling me about that people are really wanting plunge pools, like really cold water plunge pools. So that could be like a reveal. I think she and I built together that idea is the number one thing clients are wanting right now, a plunge pool. And how you can make that video is you can either just film the actual thing you're talking about, or you can film you're getting into it, right? I mean, I hate cold water, so I'm not going to volunteer myself, but you could be getting into that pool and, expressing like, oh my gosh, it's really cold, but it feels so good. I feel really alive. So when we're talking about the next one, it's something big, something small, something on the extreme. It's on the extremes. And again, it doesn't have to be your own property. This could be someone else's property, but picking something out. It could be something amazing on the ceiling, right? It could be like an old tin ceiling. And likewise, you could also pick out something similar to this in your town or your city, right? As a real estate agent, you are the expert. You are people's part. You're like the tourism office, right? So you can be highlighting those factors. And as I mentioned before, actually, several of my agents have been on Keeping It Real, so you might have heard them. Kathy, Jessica, Josh, Debbie, Stephen. Anyway, a lot of my agents have been on the show, and they've talked about the things that they show, how they market, what they bring in. So something really big and something really special is a great way to really highlight that. Now, the last one that I think is super important that people overlook is something personal. A video that people will click on, something personal that you're revealing. I'm not talking about like the deep, dark secret that you like have never shared with anybody. I'm not talking about that. But when you're online, you're really allowing for people to get to know you through any door, the front door, the side door, the back door, whatever. You want people to just know about you, to engage with your content. So not every single video should be a home tour. Not every single video or piece of content should be you and your dog. Okay. So we step back and we create a really, really great big strategy. That's what we do in my video bootcamp and in my client work. We always sit down and create that strategy. But a big part of that strategy is connecting people to you as a person. So one video you could do is 5 things you don't know about me. And it's just, you can get video of you doing work, walking through a house, walking your dog. The footage can be whatever you want it to be. And you can either voice it over or add text, but bring in those factors. Like, so for me, something you don't know about me, I would maybe say, hey, I'm Kim. Some things you don't know about me. I backpacked. I took a gap year and I backpacked for a year. I used to play lacrosse. I am a certified scuba diver. I speak Spanish. I hate olives. And I have 2 children. So it's kind of a mix of things that some people can connect with me on and other people are like, oh, that's interesting. So maybe if someone has kids, they might say, oh, how old are your kids? Maybe if someone's a scuba diver, they'd be like, oh, I snorkel or I scuba dive, and they want to comment on that. Weirdly, people always comment about my olives. They're like, how can you hate olives? You're a horrible, evil person. But it's true. I do hate olives. So again, you're really trying to bring people into your life. And we're not, again, that one is not about, I won this award, I closed this much deals, I earned this much money. This personal video is not about that. It's really about bringing people in to get to know you as a human. So as we know, you're trying to expand your sphere of influence. And so some of your deals are going to be coming through friends, family, cousins, former colleagues, people you just met, other business owners in the area. So when you're putting out that personal video, you're allowing people to pull back the curtain and get to know you a little bit. You will also see, as you make that video and put that video out, people will show up and comment that you did not realize followed you at all or have been active. And so that's a good start to continue to engage with people you haven't seen in 10 years, people you just met last week. Don't forget that the social media world is an online coffee shop. So don't treat it like, oh, I'm going to post this, no one's going to comment, or like, I'm not going to look, I'm too weird, I feel weird about it, I'm just going to post it and run and go get my coffee. No, post it, come back later, see who liked it, see who commented on it, respond to every single comment. That's true for every post. But people will comment on a personal story in different ways that aren't going to comment on your home tour. I'm not saying don't do the home tour. I feel very strongly about home tours. You need to do them. Sometimes you get business from them, fine. Sometimes they're not building you up as this amazing expert. You need to layer on other content on top of that. And home tour should not be 90% of your content. It should be some percent, but not 90%. So we are talking about those 3 videos that will get people to click. Let me talk about, I already told you why people will click on each one. The craziest real estate story. Oh, I wanted to go back. Sorry, about personal. So this is something I think is really, really important. And I've been working with more of my agent clients to push more of them out of this. So one of my agents, Jessica, I love her. She's a great personality and she has kids. And I've been pushing her to include more content of her as a mom and like in her regular life and being more of like an every person. All of us, I think, kind of are in our professional world. And so pushing ourselves to open up more and show more of that. And she's gotten crazy engagement, sky high engagement, so much more than before. One of my other agents had this great video about an inspirational, motivational video actually about changing their life. They went, I think they had a huge weight loss and like changed their lifestyle, but they did a video about that. And it works because I think if that's a part of your story and that's a part of who you are, that really lets people get to know you better. So the personal can be very powerful when layered in with professional as a part of a strategy. So I don't want to see dog walking photo, dog walking video, and then like beach vacation video and then shopping video. Like that doesn't necessarily connect as a strategy. But when we work together, we create the strategy, some of it's professional and some of it is personal, but tied together. All right, so we're talking today about the 3 easy videos that will get people to click. We have sharing behind the scenes of a deal or a crazy real estate story. Awesome. These are great ideas. They will get a lot of people to be like, oh my God, are you kidding? All of these ideas, don't forget to engage with people who comment on them, ask a question, connect with them in a real way. So we got the craziest real estate story that you have, something really big, something really small, just like zooming in on a special factor. And then the third video is something personal about you. Now, how do you make these videos? You can make the videos however you feel comfortable doing it. A video, when you make a video, it can be as simple as you talking to camera. Don't forget to add captions so people watch without sound. They can follow along. You can also show footage of what you're talking about. So when we're talking about something really big or something really small, you're filming that item. You're either talking over it or adding text. For the personal video, for the personal about you video, you can either share photos of yourself from different parts of your lives, or you can film yourself doing something related to that. Like if I'm going to share that I speak Spanish, or that's not as visible, that I hate olives, I might have like me picking up olives and throwing them in the garbage. If I have a video, if I mention that I love to travel, I would probably put in a photo of me in Cambodia when I was younger. And so I would really want to bring that story to life. Again, if you're not super comfortable making the videos, don't worry. In my video bootcamp class, you'll learn how to do that, but keep it simple. I always say keep it simple until you're ready to do a little bit more. So I want to see you make these videos. And even if you can't make a full video, do it as just an Instagram story. If you're on Instagram, you record it, you post it, it goes away after a day. So if you don't love it, that's okay. Record it, post it, and tag me in it. You can always reuse the story later. Make sure to tag me. I'm at Kim Rydberg, KimRittberg. And I mentioned before, video bootcamp. I run this video bootcamp course for agents across the country. They are all seeing higher engagement, more client leads. They're opening new business through it. It's fantastic. It's a live coaching class. So message me on Instagram. I also have a free download, 10 tips to make videos that make you money in less time, more money in less time. That's like key. So I have a free download and you can grab that in the show notes. You can grab that from my Instagram. And if you're interested in joining me for video bootcamp, make sure to message me. Again, I'm at Kim Rydberg, KimRittberg. And I love helping you unleash the power of video to grow your business. You really can supercharge your business with video. It's just about understanding how exactly to do that. I love the Keeping It Real people. Make sure to tag me, message me on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you're at. And I hope you have a great day.